SOHCAHTOA.
Suck eight.
Alright. Make sure you know how to spell it. What's SO stand for? Sine of the angle. It's also hypotenuse. Cosine of the angle.
Sure, these gotta be easy problems.
Well, it starts off kind of easy.
34 is a lot.
It's a 2-day assignment, right?
Half a day assignment.
What?
Things that we're trying to get in today.
It's due by 1:30.
That's not
You're
funny.
funny.
That's less than
He's not
30
kidding.
minutes. Roman, shut up.
What did you say?
No.
Oh my gosh, that was impressive. You're funny.
Roman?
I said that's not funny.
That came from the soul.
But I meant it.
She meant that.
I did.
Roman.
Okay.
She had to muster that up.
So, on the triangle that we're using, we only have two sides. So how can we find the other side?
That's gonna equal 180.
No, that's for angles.
No, it's x squared plus 2 squared equals 7
plus
squared.
b squared equals c squared.
That's what I just said. What?
Yeah.
X squared plus 2 squared equals 7 squared. Not 7.
A squared plus 2 squared equals 7 squared. So, 2 squared is 4, 7 squared is 49. So A is the square root of 45, which is 3 square root of 5. Alright. Okay,
You step on a Lego.
number 1.
Oh my goodness.
Look what you did to my paper.
Oh my
That's a crime. You started it. You did it first. You stole my paper.
You started. Did you hear the threat that she made?
I hope you step on a Lego.
Yeah, that's like catastrophic.
Okay, girls, chill. Number 1, Paxton, what's sine of B gonna be?
Sine of B will be opposite over hypotenuse, so 2 over 7.
Alright, Whitley, what would cosine of B be?
BB.
So it'd be adjacent over hypotenuse.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 square root of 5 over 7.
Yep. Remember, if the square root is on the bottom, you cannot leave it. But if it's on the top,
Wait, you said the
it's
square root's on the bottom, you can't leave it?
right.
What would you do then?
Multiply. Well, we're about to find out. Because number 3, or the third one, Emily, what's the tangent of B?
I don't know. 2
Yep.
over 3 over 5.
3 squared of 5.
3 squared 5. And then you have to
If you've got a good calculator, you can do it, but basically all you do is you multiply the top and bottom by square root of 5. So the top becomes 2 square root of 5. The bottom, square root of 5 times square root of 5 is 5, times 3 is 15. So it's 2 square root of 5 over 15. Carol, game over.
You heard him.
You heard him. You're gonna get away with it. No, it's game over. Not forever. Not forever. Just for the math. No, forever never. No. I was done. And she started it again.
Okay, I'm not going to adjudicate this. I'm just
Yeah.
going to figure it
Well,
out.
it's over for this class. I don't know if you hate me, but
I'm not going to be the judge here. You're just going to stop for now. Number 3. Okay, we're also missing a side on the other triangle, so I guess we better stop and figure that one out. So how are we going to find the hypotenuse on that triangle? 3, 5, and blank. Jaden, do you know how we're going to find this? Why is your so loud?
would you like me to bring the judges? She marked my paper after you said it's over. No, I didn't. That was on accident. I was pointing something out, bro. I was pointing something out that all of our papers had Whitley's name on it.
Any ideas?
Let's see.
Liar.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, it's Python. Pythagorean theorem. The leg squared plus the leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared. 3 squared plus 5 squared. X squared. All right, so this one square root of 34, does that simplify? No. The only thing that goes into that is like 2 times 17. Okay, so let's see, were we on Corey, I think?
Yeah.
Corey, what's the sign of, which one is X? X is on the top. What's the sign of X gonna be?
Opposite over my mom.
Yep.
So you get 3 over square root.
Right. So the square root of 34, if we multiply by square root of 34, we'll get
Square root of
3 square root of 34 over 34. Square root of 34 times square root of 34 is just 34. That's why we do it. The top is 3 square root of 34. All right, Linux, what would cosine of x be? 5 over square root of 34, so it's kind of like this one. Yeah. All right, Timothy, tangent to that, of course. Yeah. Yeah. All right, what's number 5 say? Cosine of d equals 5/13. Find the other two trig ratio. All right, we didn't do this a ton, we did it a couple times. Do you guys remember how we did this one? Yeah, I drew a triangle, and I named one of the angles D. Then what do we do?
A, B, and C. Do the sides.
Okay, what does this tell me right here?
The sides. The sides.
Cosine tells me what?
The sides.
Adjacent and hypotenuse. So I didn't draw this quite right. The adjacent's kind of small. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. But so if this is D, the adjacent is 5 and the hypotenuse is 13. And then I'm missing a side still, so I can use Pythagorean theorem. You guys remember this one? Anybody have this one memorized? 5 blank 13?
5, 8,
No.
7, 6,
It was 12.
9. Oh, dang it. Alright, I did
Darn. Eli remembered in the other class.
That's Eli.
Okay, anyway, he might have had it in the book, who knows. They asked us to find the other two trig ratios, so we got cosine, so we're missing sine and tangent. You always have to play, Roman. Is it necessary?
Just face something.
All right, I think, Timothy. So what is sine of D? Oh, wait, did you do the last one?
Yeah, I did wrong.
Okay, Jaden, what's sine of
I
D?
did one.
No, you didn't. I asked you and you said nothing.
You said no, you didn't.
Wait, what are we doing?
Sine of D.
Sine of that would be the opposite.
Yes.
Good boy. Yeah.
What is opposite of angle D?
Angle D.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 12.
Yes.
Uh,
What else does sine is opposite over what?
hypotenuse.
What's hypotenuse?
Hypotenuse is 4.
No, hypotenuse is the big number, the big side.
I meant 13.
All right, Roman, what's tangent of D?
12 over 5.
All right. Number 7. Okay, on 7, actually let's look at 6. Because they put a decimal, what is 0.75 as a fraction? It's not a trick question.
What is it?
0.75 as a fraction. 3/4. So that, and if you're doing tangent, that tells you the opposite and adjacent are 3 and 4. There's actually kind of another way to do these problems. How could you find angle W? Like on number 6? What do we always plug in when we're trying to find the inverse? So if you do tangent inverse of 0.75, that would give you angle W, and then you could do what's sine of that angle and what's cosine of that angle. And that should give you the decimal.
Wait, it has to be in a decimal?
Well, your calculator would give you a decimal, but if you're using this method, it would be a fraction. On 7 through 11, I'm not going to go through those. You do need to do them, but it's mostly calculator work. How do you do number 11? Sine of A equals 0.7314. So how do we find angle A?
Inverse.
Sine inverse, right. But the rest of them, like 7, the first row says sine of A and 30 degrees. So you just do sine of 30, cosine of 30, and your calculator should spit out a fraction.
For 7 through 9.
How do you do 7?
Yeah. Sine of 30, cosine of 30, tangent of 30.
Can you just inverse all those?
No, just sine of 30, cosine of 30.
Are they all giving you fractions?
Yeah, some of them should have square roots.
Is that good, Jonathan?
Probably. Well, I don't know. 7 through 9. I mean, I'll put an easy 1 or 2 on there. Yeah. I don't think 1 through 4 was that hard. Ugh.
No. Things are getting serious now.
You should. No. I think you should like sing professional in this regard.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I miss my calling
See
when I
what you
became
do
that
is on
teacher.
your math videos, you should like have like a little jingle at the very beginning. So like,
Hey guys, this is Jordan.
Mathematics.
Today we're going to be talking about tangent,
Mathematics.
cosine. So good, so well.
Roman, that was good. That was impressive.
mathematics.
No, don't. Stop.
Jaden,
Bro,
you
how to go
ruined
in
it.
room.
It was good. The vibe was all good until you killed it.
He did come up with the jingle.
Jaden is tired of being invited.
Mathematics.
No, let's just stop. Jade,
Jaden, just stop.
Just leave him
Let's
as
stop
is,
right
bro.
there. Jaden, you're digging your grave. Please put down the shovel.
It has to be like
Maybe
some-
try one more time.
All right.
alright, game
Oh, no,
over.
this one, did you get this in?
Rowan in the opera.
Yeah.
He is opera. Bro, Jaden's literally.
Jaden, you can go home, make some samples and bring them back. Tonight, not right now.
Years degree.
Where are you looking at? On 11?
Oh, yeah.
We'll make
See, it says the nearest degree. It's the 1 degree place.
I'm still kind of confused. Yeah, me too. Cause like you're saying about the 3/4, but then
So you could do tangent W equals 3/4. How did I do number 5, remember?
tangent of W equals 3/4. So would you switch places with that?
Tangent tells you opposite and adjacent.
That sounds nice.
So wait, it would be opposite of.
That's the angle.
Actually.
That's the angle, that's
So
not
3 is
the answer.
opposite. 4 is the adjacent. Well, what do you do after that?
Find hypotenuse. And then they said find the other 2 trig functions, so you need to find
So
sine
would
and
you
cos.
do 3 squared plus 4 squared?
Yeah.
Give up.
The YMCA.
Mr. Jordan, did you ever play Fallout?
It's fun to stay.
Is that the,
It's like where like atomic bombs happen.
Yeah,
and go hide.
yeah, I've played a couple of those before.
Did you have an Xbox or something?
Did I ever?
Are you seeing the lines today?
I can't, that's weird, I can't remember. I think I did, like, when I first moved to Bartlesville, which was like 16 years ago.
So, 360, Xbox 360.
I only know that's only because.
Bro, my
I honestly don't remember.
On 10, you just type in 10A, you just type in sign and then 39 and get to the equals and then down.
You could do sine, cosine of that angle that you got, yeah.
What do you think of Bartlesville
Sign,
when you research?
cosine.
You probably thought Bartlesville sucks because
No, it's a good town.
Bartlesville doesn't suck, dude.
Okay, let's talk about 13. You guys can do that stuff later. 13, we're supposed to solve the triangle, so what does that mean? What does it mean to solve the triangle? We just turned this sheet in like yesterday, where we did this. No, not the area.
Oh, wait.
Means find the missing parts, right? So what are we missing on 13, this problem?
C.
We're missing angle A, angle B, and side C. Okay, so how do we find angle A?
99.
We don't know this one, so we can't do 90 minus that.
Would you, wait,
you do.
oh,
Okay, so we're gonna have to use trig. Relative to this angle,
opposite and adjacent.
so that is,
Come on, I got it.
tangent of angle A equals opposite
Over adjacent.
over adjacent. And then what do we plug in to find angle A?
You,
You switch them.
Oh.
you talk, wait, I don't know.
Inverse.
Tangent inverse. To find the angle, it's always tangent inverse.
Mr. Jordan, how good are you at other subjects?
Pretty good.
Like, what'd you score on your ACT?
Math and reading were my highest, then there's English, and then science.
Yeah, science is gonna be my problem.
The first time I took the ACT, I didn't finish the
It's funny
science
because
test.
you're the exact opposite.
Did you
of
get-
me.
Did you get a bad one?
You think your science is your best one?
No, he said his science and
Five,
your
answer
science.
56.
I got, huh?
Answer 56.3.
Well, oh, he said
Okay.
What's your science the worst?
oh, well, like science and math for me is like.
Second time, I think I got 29.
My uncle got scored perfect.
Did he?
You know what he's doing for a living?
What?
This man is a genius. You know what he's doing for a living? Selling weed.
That's fat.
Like, I'm dead serious. It makes me so mad. Like, how did you have a brilliant brain?
It's smarter than I thought.
Like, how does he go from brilliant of a brain to making his own weed company?
Well,
Hey, he's
He's
probably
an
making bank.
entrepreneur, Roman.
yeah,
I
right.
know, but
If he made his own company, then he is making bank.
But
He's
he's
an
stupid
entrepreneur.
now because he does so much weed. Like, he's literally stupid. Like, he ruined his own
Okay.
brain.
It does slow your brain down some. Okay, now we could do something to find angle B, like we did for angle A, but what's the easier way to find angle B?
It's funny.
90 minus 56.
Yeah, 90 minus that. So, what's that, 33.7?
What are you doing, man?
Better?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and we also don't need trigonometry to find side C. How could we find Pythagorean theorem? 18 squared plus 27 squared equals C squared. So basically, if that equals C squared, we just square root that.
Square root? Why did you
Square
like?
root
You
every
did
time.
the same thing if you did like 18 squared plus 17 squared, or 7.
9 squared.
Well, if you do that first, then you get a really giant number, right? And then you have to square root that. This just does it all in one step.
That's
Okay.
9 square root of 13.
9 squared root of 13. Is that right? Oh, they asked to change it to a decimal. The directions say round to the 10th place, so hit the,
32 point.
there you go, 32.4, yeah.
What the?
All right. 12 is a little bit different because you already know two angles, but you only know one side. So you have to do trig to find the sides, but not the angles. Okay, number 15. So anytime you have a word problem, you need to draw the picture. If there is a picture, you need to draw it. A short wave radio antenna needs to have 3 support wires attached to the antenna at points 15 feet from its base. Okay. Did you guys hear what they said? This one, I feel like it's a little confusing. So there's, what's the line going up and down? That represents the what? Okay, let me read it again. You guys weren't processing. A shortwave radio antenna needs to have 3 support wires attached to the antenna at points 15 feet from its base.
Bless you. That was a dizzy.
At least not Lennox can do it like 7 times after you sneeze.
Is that for drawing on your paper?
I didn't realize.
No,
Yeah, I was confused.
he was asleep.
Wondering where
Just gonna wipe my sleep off on him.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's this picture represent?
Antenna.
Yay, good job. And then they said support, they said the support wire, what would that be?
15. It's
Like in the picture, what would that look
It's
like?
like coming from the
There you go. Not necessarily the top, but
Like to hold it up.
somewhere on the antenna. Now it said it attaches to the antenna 15 feet from its base.
So the base is 15.
No, the support wire attaches to the antenna 15 feet
Off
from its base.
Yeah, so that's the base.
15
of the
feet.
car.
So the antenna's base, the support wire is attached to the antenna. That's kind of the key word. 15 feet from its base. So this is the 15 feet.
I get it.
There you go.
You actually bonus.
You can have joking, but I actually did. That's hard to
Usually I'm joking.
It was me, I did it.
Joking, lying, one of the two.
The 15 is from the support wire down to 15.
Right.
And then the whole thing goes up.
Okay, and then it says the manufacturer requires the support wires to form at least a 35-degree angle with the antenna. So where does 35 degrees go? Support wire needs to have a 35-degree angle with
That'd be
the,
the hypotenuse.
No, that'd
well,
be the
we're talking
top.
about an angle.
The top.
Maybe this thing right here.
Yeah, the support wire and the antenna have to form a 35-degree angle. That's basically what it is. Okay, then it says, if the antenna is to be installed on a flat roof, so that the roof is like the ground here, determine the minimum length for each support wire and the smallest distance from the base at which the wires can be attached to the roof.
Bruh.
So what would the length of the support wire, where would that be at in this picture? Length of the support wire, where would that be in this picture?
That'd be the hypotenuse.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
Would there be stores
what's the,
on the deck?
could be 1 or 2, yeah.
No!
Okay. Jaden just died.
Rip my boy.
35.
It also says how far is the wire going to need to be attached from the base to the roof. So that would be the other side.
So we have the adjacent and the angle.
Now we
Okay.
can figure it out.
Let's start with, I guess, X here. Relative to the angle we have, this is the,
Hypotenuse,
and we have the,
adjacent.
and which does adjacent hypotenuse?
Cosine.
Cosine. So it's cosine of 35 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. How do we solve it when the X, when the variable's in the, yes, you switch. So it's 15 divided by cosine of 35.
18.2.
18 point what now?
3.
I think this is feet. Probably what they said.
Are you just rounding?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I mean, if in doubt, you could look for the directions, but if in doubt, we're rounding the 10th place this chapter.
You literal liar.
So y is the what side from 35?
The
Opposite, adjacent, makes.
What are you doing? Tangent. Look at me, bro. Quit doing that.
Okay, please. We'll let Emily have this one,
I'm
okay?
trying to not copy, but it's kind of hard. She won't let me say it.
You
Okay.
guys so ungrateful.
You,
This is
you
the
didn't,
first time
you
loved
don't really have a
us.
right to do this problem, but it's okay, you can do this problem. Okay, so tangent what? Now what do I do?
Tangent of 5? Or no.
What did you say?
15. I'm not talking to you.
15 over 35.
No, not quite.
35 over 15.
Okay, so what goes right after the tangent or sine or
Oh,
whatever
35.
is
Me and
35.
Judy, somebody copy off.
And then you put equals. Okay, that's why guys, when we're doing the SOHCAHTOA thing, you guys just say sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. I always say sine of the angle. Because people forget this and they don't know what they're doing.
Emily.
Stop.
Emily, you're doing fine, just go.
Thank you. You don't love,
Sine of 35 equals what?
y over
Yes. And then how do we solve if the y is on the top?
You have to multiply.
Right, times 15. So it's tangent of
Let
35.
me do it.
guys hurt my brain.
Is going to be
She will explode.
10 points.
I said it first.
Ain't that funny, right?
You don't have a calculator because she will explode.
I said it first. Her engineering is just slow.
Jordan,
Very
it rained. You know what that means?
A millisecond off.
That all of our chalk went away, so that way we can do another chalk thing, so that way. we
Not
can take
today, your the sidewalk's wet.
off- I know, but like, tomorrow, maybe we can take off another final.
Hey, who did the balloon?
Sidewalk's gonna be wet tomorrow too.
Who did the
The
balloon?
balloon dog? That was you?
I'm just kidding, I did Mike
He
Wazowski.
did the
Yeah, I know.
egg shape.
Who did
Alright,
the
well,
balloon?
no.
That balloon?
I think it was Mr. Wack.
That was really good.
Okay, let's look at 16. We're gonna stop after 18.
Yeah.
Okay, this was the worksheet that we did yesterday. You guys remember these?
No.
Oh, yes.
Okay, let's start with what kind of shape is that?
That is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Right
7.
triangle.
A 7.
7. Does anybody remember what heptagon? Yeah. Okay, so it's got 7 sides. How did we find angle APB?
Okay, so, first of all, divide 360 by 16.
360 divided by 7. So that's going to be a decimal, and the directions say round to the nearest tenth of a degree.
51, 24.
Okay, so that would be your A.
What is it?
He said that'll be your A.
Never mind. Did you say round to the nearest?
Yeah, the directions say that. Okay, on B, it says angle MPB. So when we drew in that little apophthegm yesterday, what happened to that angle?
51.4 divided by 2.
It got divided by 2. Yes.
Yeah, we know that.
All right, did you guys get that one?
It's 95.7.
All right, then once we got the 25.7, how did we find angle PBM yesterday?
You do 90 minus 25.7.
Right.
Why did you get my paper?
Because I'm making sure I wrote down
Alright. And on number 17, it says find MB. So if you look in the upper right corner of the picture, it says each side is 16 inches. So MB would be how long? MB is like right. Yeah. Be half of that is 8. Then this question we didn't do yesterday, PM, which is right here. How could we find that? Okay, relative to this angle,
Is opposite or adjacent,
so that would be
tangent.
tangent
So tangent at an angle 64.3.
equals opposite over adjacent.
Over 8.
So we have to times 8.
Yep.
And then you just always have to say something. You could just not, it'd be fine like everybody else.
It's 16.6.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
jumping these all over the place. All right. Then it says find. It says find PB, which is this thing right here.
16.6 squared equals plus 8 squared equals.
Okay, let's not do that because
So,
if you use a rounded off answer, you're less likely to be accurate. So let's use trig again. Starting from this angle, we're looking for the,
tangent of 90 equals.
no.
What?
Starting from this angle,
Opposite.
Can you not do
adjacent.
90?
no, 90 doesn't work. Y is the what side?
Hypotenuse.
And we have that girl.
Adjacent.
Which trig function does adjacent hypotenuse? Cosine.
Oh,
This is the one we did yesterday.
Why can't you do 90 adjacent and opposite?
Sine, cosine, and tangent don't work with 90 degrees.
Okay.
There is no adjacent and opposite. It just doesn't work. I don't know explain. Cosine of the angle equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So what do we need to do here? Swap it. 8 divided by cosine of 64.
That funny, bro.
You were laughing at. So I'm gonna stop talking.
You guys are goofy. Why are they laughing so much?
Only you do. My God, you're broke. It's 18.4.
Let's go to like 3 digits here.
18.44767
447.
18.447.
8.
Okay, how did we find the area of the heptagon? So this is number 18. What was the formula we used yesterday for area?
1/2 times side A times side B times side of A.
Right. So for side A of this triangle, that would be like 8 and 8. So it's like 16. Side B, we could use 18.448. And side angle C would be the angle between them. So we can use that. And how many triangles were in this picture? It's a heptagon, so 7. So that's how you do 18.